it was a full day's work, that's for sure. A lot of nights I thought about, oh my God, this is a hard way to make a living. Um, when you're trapped in that cage with Dusty and let's just say Dusty, the key to the Road Warriors, Luger, whoever it was, Barry Windham, whoever it was on the other side, Ricky Steamboat. It's a hard 35 or 40 minutes, but it also played perfectly into who and what we were. And we always said, you know, we're not going to make any bones about it. If you jump on one of us, you jump on five of us. Now it was a format to crawl in the cage, and it was legal and acceptable, and it was the way to go, all five of us in that cage at one time. So we were in our element, and I can't remember a War Games that we got dominated. I don't remember how many we won, if we ever won any. But the fact is, if you ask anybody today who won War Games in this particular town, if they were there that night, I'm not sure they can tell you, but they will tell you, oh my God, what a bloodbath and what a war. And that's what sold tickets. And to be able to pull off, I think it was 22 out of 36 days once that summer where we went on tour and all the stadiums. I don't know the exact count, but it was something like that. I know we all of us almost bled to death that summer, but it was something special. It's also stood the test of time, and that was one of those adversity introduces you to yourself. That was probably one of those War Games is where that quote came from, because, buddy, if there would have been an exit out of there a few of those nights, I don't know that I would have took it.
Yeah, I got you on that. Those are some classic matches, but obviously bloodbaths, and obviously for anybody involved, there's a lot of injury, I would definitely say. But with Arn, there's so many awesome matches, outside of War Games. Do you have, besides the Rockers and tag team, do you have a favorite opponent or maybe a couple favorite opponents as far as one-on-one matches are concerned?
I don't know that there's any one match. I would probably just say, and I don't know, a lot of people go to the Ric Flair and myself match in Asheville pay-per-view. I don't think that match was one of my favorite. I didn't particularly enjoy it. It's kind of hard to pound a knot in your best friend, even if he is acting up and showing his ass and doing a lot of things that are disrespectful to you. I guess we probably had to have that match just to get it out of our system. But any match that Ricky Steamboat was in, or Bobby Eaton, or Shawn Michaels, or Barry Windham, any of those guys, and I don't know what order they would go, but here would be the way I would probably summarize this. You can take Brad Armstrong, Ricky Morton, Barry Windham, Shawn Michaels. Did I say Steamboat?
Yep.
Okay. You could take any of those guys, and I don't know which one is one or which one is five, but that's the top five guys that I've been in the ring with, to where I just sat there in amazement as to how good they really were. And they weren't all positioned on top, but my God, Brad Armstrong was probably as good as anybody I've ever been in the ring with. And those you remember, those were such a pleasure. And all those guys have just contributed so much to the industry. I know my time in the ring with them, I will always respect and hold near and dear to my heart, and just be thankful that I had that. They're all great.
And you yourself, absolutely amazing, one of the greatest workers of all time, one of the greatest talkers of all time. But I'm sure this is another question that you get a lot of. I know you said you get a lot of questions about Warzoli, you get a lot of questions of who your favorite partner or who your favorite tag match. But I'm just curious because, this might be, a little bit of fanboy in me, but you have a favorite incarnation of the Four Horsemen? Because I know the original, obviously, four means a lot. You, Arn, Tully, and Barry Windham are probably, and Flair, obviously, are probably the greatest workers. I always loved Arn, Flair, Benoit, and Pillman, just for that small point in time. But does Arn Anderson have a favorite incarnation of the Four Horsemen?
The first will always be special, just because it was the first, and it was unique. Probably, I would say, I agree with the fans that say the Barry Windham incarnation was probably the most functional, most fun to watch, most exciting, best group bell to bell. And you can name probably any other group is open to conjecture, but certainly the first one and the Barry Windham version would be the top two.